Hey folks, welcome to eCommerce 360. Today we have Emily Vernon. Emily Vernon is the e-commerce merchandising manager at The Honest Company. For people who have been living in a rock, The Honest Company is an honestly safe baby and beauty store. Welcome, Emily. Welcome to our show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So, Emily, before we get started on the topic for today, which is the role of merchandising in e-commerce, let us a bit into your life and your work.
Sure. My name is Emily Vernon. I've been working in the e-com space for about 8 years now. So I've actually done almost every role in the e-com space. I've worked as a e-com stylist, a copywriter, merchandiser. I did social media management as well as graphic design. And then I also, outside of working for Honest, I also have my own business where I do freelance e-com consulting. So done all aspects of e-com. I've been working with the Honest Company for about a year and a half now. And for those of you that don't know, Honest is a consumer goods company. They sell predominantly baby beauty and home cleaning products. And we were founded in 2011, and we're rooted in clean products and sustainability. That's like our whole motto.
That's amazing. So Emily, let's get to the topic. So why do you think merchandising is important for e-commerce? For retail, it makes absolute sense, but what role does it play in e-commerce?
I think it's extremely important because right when you go to the website, anything that's customer facing is basically merchandising. So it's just figuring out innovative ways to showcase your product assortment to the customers and figuring out how your customers shop. So it's just all about product placement and branding and connecting your shoppers with the products that they're looking for.
Amazing. So let us a bit into the strategies that e-commerce merchants who are trying to move from a brick and mortar stores kind of a setup and trying to have an online store. What kind of strategies would you provide for e-commerce merchandise managers who are trying to implement certain strategies for their online store against what they are used to in their offline mode?
Definitely. I would always say that data is key. So make sure that you're always looking at the data from your customers. So we predominantly use Google Analytics. So make sure that you're constantly checking that. You're seeing what the customer journey is, and you're making updates based on that data. So I would check like our search analytics and see what customers are searching and optimize the site based on those searches, or even like implementing certain SEO keywords and making sure that your site is up to date for what your customer's looking for. So something interesting that we did on the Honest side was within our team, we assigned the bestsellers, one bestseller and one worst seller to each person on our team. And we did almost like a scavenger hunt. And we're like, how hard is it to find this product? How many clicks does it take to get there? And especially for bestsellers, you want to make sure that's only 1 or 2 clicks away. You want to make sure all of your carousels on the site have those, bestsellers, and make it very easy for customers to find exactly what they're looking for.
That's fascinating. Since you spoke about analytics, let us a bit into what kind of metrics are important, while tracking if you're a successful merchandising manager, as well as whether whatever your role is adding to the revenue of the company at large.
Definitely. We look into the customer funnel, so where they're clicking, where they're falling off. And then at a certain point, so we'll see, let's say a customer's falling off at a certain landing page. Is it because the page is too long? Is it too copy heavy? What is the reason that people are dropping off from a certain page? Because the goal is conversion, right? So we're looking at all of our pages, what top sellers go to the top, or even we're looking not just top search products and top search,
No worries.
landing pages. We're also looking at the top converting landing pages. What is it about this landing page that customers are interested in? Is it easy to get to? So it's really just looking at the site as a whole and breaking it down and seeing like, is this banner performing? Why is it performing? Should we move it up? Should we move it lower on the page? So we're looking at almost every single, not only content asset on the site, but page and performance.
Absolutely. Amazing stats that you provided for us. When we talk about stats, can you, talk a bit about if you have some sort of a checklist that you have to check every time you have a new product campaign or any new release, or maybe say holiday campaigns, you have to rehash the website. Do you have some sort of a checklist which is handy for any e-commerce merchandiser?
Not necessarily a checklist per se, but there's certain things that we are looking for, and we do have tools that I work with our data analysts on. So for instance, we utilize Hotjar, which is a heat map, and we'll run a Hotjar every single time we launch a new page, and then we'll look at it in about usually like a week or two and see what the performance is. What are people clicking? If this is a top clicked carousel, we'll move that to the top of the page, and we make changes accordingly based on these Hotjars, as well as looking at data in Tableau. We also run A/B tests all the time. We use A/B Tasty. So we'll run an A/B test and we'll change the placement of a landing page. Like we'll put that at the top of the category versus the bottom, or moving around certain assets, and we'll see how they perform. So we utilize mainly it's A/B testing as well as heat maps.
Super interesting. Thank you so much, Emily, for coming on our show and leaving us with so many insights.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.